In this class, we'll look at about 10 arm balances and their variations. We'll also look at some of the building blocks so that you can really understand some of the actions and components to help you get into them. Arm balances can be super challenging, they're super fun though, and they build a lot of strength. You can try some of them, you can try all of them, just do what you can. Have fun and let's begin. Okay, let's begin at the top of our mat. Bring your toes and your heels together. Just have a little space between your heels. And as you face forward, just allow your eyes to close down and your palms to face to the front of your mat. And you may feel a slight natural sway in your body as you settle into your space and find your balance. That's perfectly normal. We'll just take the first minute or two of this practice to reconnect with our breath. So start to employ your Ujjayi breathing, where you feel that slight constriction coming through the back of the throat. And start to focus on really lengthening your inhales and deepening your exhales. And as you press down through all four corners of your feet, feel yourself more and more anchored into your space and anchored into your breath. And as your breath starts to build, you really start to create that reconnection between your body and your mind through your breathing. And then when you're ready, blinking your eyes open. So let's begin. As you inhale, take the arms up and over your head. And then as you exhale, bring the hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, press the knuckles down to the floor as you inhale, open up through the chest and the shoulders. And as you exhale, spill the chest over your legs, bend your knees, and allow the hands to come over towards the floor. Take one cycle of breath as you allow the chest and the shoulders to open. And then release your hands to the floor. Take a slight half lift as you inhale, lengthen the chest forward. And as you exhale, again, spill the chest over the legs, bend your knees if you need. One more time, inhale, looking forward, lengthen through the crown of the head. This time as you exhale, plant the palms and step back into a downward facing dog. Just taking a moment to lengthen through the spine, pedaling your feet as much as you need. Good, so just taking the first few minutes of the practice, we're going to warm up the body, ready for trying some of these arm balances. So in the meanwhile, just pedal your feet a couple of times. It's a little freestyle moment where you can do anything that feels good. You may want to do a couple of squats, you may want to lift the heels up high and get into the feet, whatever feels nice for you. Remember, with your fingers, have your index finger slightly facing forward, really press down through the finger pads so you're taking a little weight out of your wrists. That's it. And press your hands into the floor, really lengthen through the spine. Pull the navel in, keep the knees bent as much as you need. And then from here, float forward into a plank. So you may need to swivel your feet back. Push down, pull the navel in, that's it, and then exhale, hips up, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. We'll do this 3 times. And then exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. One more, inhale, come forward to your plank. And then exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good. And then drop down to your knees. Little Chaturanga work now, so as you shift your weight forward, stay on your knees, bend the elbows, pointing them straight back, come down halfway. Hug your elbows in close to your rib cage, and then press back up. Good, so we'll do this one 3 times. Inhale, shift. Exhale, bend and lower, Chaturanga. Inhale, press back up. Last time, inhale as you shift forward, exhale as you bend, squeezing your elbows in, hugging them to the sides, and then inhale, push up, downward facing dog, exhale. Good, so just getting the arms a little warmer here. This time, bend your knees, so a nice deep bend. Look forward to your fingers to the front of the mat, stay nice and low. Bend the elbows, come straight into your Chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. So again, 3 times. Bend your knees, look forward. Bend the elbows, Chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time. Bend the knees. Hover them just off the floor, look forward. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. That's a tough one, I know. All right, so when you're ready, look forward, bend your knees and lightly step both feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, slide the hands up, half lift, exhale as you fold. Inhale as you come all the way up, reaching through the fingertips, and exhale, fold the palms. Inhale, take the arms out and up. Exhale, spill the chest over the legs, forward fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, take the left leg back, bring your back knee down. Inhale, Anjayanasana, take the arms up and over your head, pulling the right hip crease back. Exhale, hands down, step into your plank. Shift the weight forward, exhale, Chaturanga, halfway. Inhale, Cobra pose or upward facing dog. And then exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog, walk it in and breathe. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Deep breath in, press through the fingertips. Exhale, long breath out. The end of the exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step forward. Inhale, half lift again. And exhale, forward fold, spill the chest over your legs. Inhale, come all the way up, reaching through the fingertips. And then exhale, fold the palms. Inhale, take the arms out and up. Exhale, all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, right leg comes back this time, back knee comes down, Anjayanasana. Inhale, take the arms up. This time, left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. And then exhale, hands down, stepping into plank, shifting forward, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Cobra or upward facing, press the chest forward and the shoulders back. And then exhale, hips up, hips back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in and out through your nose. One more like that. Bend the knees, step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, fold the palms. Inhale, arms reach, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, taking your chest forward. Exhale, left leg back, back knee down. Inhale, Anjayanasana. Exhale, hands down, stepping into plank. Shift, Chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale, Cobra, upward facing. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing. The end of the exhale, bend your knees, step or hop forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale as you fold. Inhale as you come all the way up. And then exhale, fold the palms. One more inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, step the right leg back, bring the back knee down. Inhale, take the arms up and over your head, Anjayanasana. Exhale, step back to plank. Shift forward, lowering down, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or upward facing, press the chest forwards. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Walk it in and breathe. Deep breath in and a long breath out. Good, so bend your knees when you're ready. Step or hop both feet up to the top of the mat, half lift. Inhale and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reaching through the fingers, and exhale, fold the palms. Okay, Ookatasana, bend your knees, take the arms forward and upwards as you reach forward through your pinky fingers, Sit your hips nice and low. Good. Pull the navel in. Make sure that you can see your toes. Take your right arm underneath your left for eagle arms. Inhale, press the elbows away from you. That's it. And as you exhale, open out through the knees, lift the heels up and fold all the way down. That's it. So as you inhale, lift the elbows away from your chest. Exhale as you fold. One more. Inhale, lift the elbows up slightly. Exhale as you fold. That's it. Now release your hips to the floor. Navasana. Either with your knees bent or you can extend your legs all the way up. That's it. Extend through your toes, reach through the fingers. Take a breath as you exhale. Ardha Navasana. That's it. Inhale, back to your Navasana. One more. Exhale. Ardha Navasana. Inhale, come up to your Navasana. Come back to your Malasana for your squat, and let's forward fold. Exhale. So just give your hamstrings a little lengthen here. You can open up your feet a little bit. That's it. Deep breath in. Bring the weight slightly forward into your toes and come down into your squat. Let's try the first arm balance, baby crow pose, baby Bakasana. So from your squat position, this may be enough. Otherwise, see if you can bring your elbows to the floor. If the elbows don't touch, just stay working on opening up your hips in your squat. Stay nice and low for your baby Bakasana and look forward. You're only going to hover quite low off of the floor. Snuggle your knees into your upper arms, look forward. Try to get one foot up first, then the other. Stay low. That's it. And then release it down. Okay, try it again if you would like. That's up to you. Stay nice and low, look forwards. And release. Press back to your plank. Shift, lower Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra. Upward facing. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Good. Deep breath. And exhale. Bend your knees when you're ready. Step or hop. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up now. Reach through the fingers. And exhale, fold the palms. Ookatasana, bend your knees, take the arms forward and up. Squeeze your knees, shift your knees back so that you can see your toes. Reach through your fingers, that's it. Let's stay low, left arm comes underneath your right. Lift the elbows up for eagle, come up high on your tippy toes, open out through the knees and fold, Malasana. Inhale, take the elbows away from you. Exhale as you fold. One more, inhale. Take the elbows away. Exhale as you pull them down towards the floor. Good. Now come all the way down, Navasana. Take a breath. Exhale, Ardha Navasana. As you inhale, back to your Navasana. Exhale, Ardha Navasana. One more, back to your Navasana. Come into your squat and forward fold, Uttanasana. Just taking the weight slightly into your toes. Bending your knees a little if you need to, just working on opening up those hamstrings a little. That's it, and then let's come back into your squat. Baby crow one more time. Elbows come down or stay in your squat. From here, stay low, look forward. Point your toes, round your back just slightly. Maybe take one foot up, then the other. That's it. If you're falling out, it's okay, you can give it another go. Coming into your plank, shifting forward, lowering down, Chaturanga, Cobra, upward facing, and exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, deep breath in and out through your nose. So that was the first arm balance, baby crow. We're going to move on to working on crow pose now and some of its variations. A lot of crow pose is rooted in being able to do Chaturanga and plank, so we're going to look at those as well. Okay, so you can really pick and choose with some of these arm balances. You may want to try all of them, you may want to try some of them. As I said, we're going to move on to the Bhakasana family now and some of its variations. So when you're ready, take your right leg back and up for your three-legged dog. Try to get your right leg super long, making sure the shoulders stay parallel to the floor. And then when you're ready, bend your knee, open up the hip. And really keep that right shoulder angling down so that you maintain the integrity of having your shoulders parallel to the floor. Take your right knee up slightly towards the sky. That's it. And then as you exhale, close off the right hip, straighten out your right leg, take a breath and send your right leg forward between your hands. Bring your back knee down, inhale, come up, Anjayanasana. So from your Anjayanasana, right hip comes back, left hip comes forward. That's it. And then as you exhale, both hands come down, lift the back knee, warrior two position, leading with your left arm. Lunge deeply with your right knee, press firmly down through both feet and extend through both sets of fingertips. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, reverse your warrior, taking your right arm back. Lunge deeply through your right knee again. Trikonasana, right hand down, straighten out your right leg. Take your left arm up. You can look down towards your right foot, or you may even want to look up towards your left hand. Deep breath in, nice long breath out. And then exhale, both hands come down, step into your plank, shift, lower Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra pose or upward facing. And then exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing, take the left leg back and up. That's it. Then bend the knee, open up the hip. That's it, keeping both shoulders in line and parallel to the floor. Send the left knee up a little towards the sky, really feeling that length as you open up through the left hip, the front of the left hip, and the back of the right leg. And then close off the hip, straighten out your left leg, take a breath, exhale, left leg comes forward, back knee comes down. Inhale, Anjayanasana. As you settle in, press down through your left foot, angle your right hip slightly forward. That's it. And then as you exhale, hands come down, lift the back knee, spin around into your warrior two. Lunge deeply through your left knee now. That's it, really push down, especially through the pinky toe edge of your back foot. And your gaze, your drishti should be just past the middle finger. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, take it back. Reverse your warrior. Keep lunging deeply through your left knee and reaching back with your left fingertips. You can look at your back foot if you like. You can look up at your left hand. And then Trikonasana, straighten your left leg. Left hand comes down, right arm reaches. Deep breath in, long breath out. And when you're ready, both hands come down, back to your plank, vinyasa, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra pose, upward facing. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog, good. So we're gonna repeat that little flow, and we're gonna move into Bakasana from here. So take the right leg back and up. As you exhale, take the right leg forward between your hands. Keep the back knee lifted just now. Take the arms up and over your head for your Crescent Lunge. So take the right hip forward, the left hip slightly, right hip back, left hip slightly forward, straighten out your back leg. That's it. From here, take a twist. Bring your hands into the center of your chest. Twist over towards the right, so the left elbow just comes to the outside edge of your right knee. Press down through your hands as you inhale, turn the chest, and exhale. Inhale, turn the chest, and exhale. Inhale, turn the chest, and exhale. From here, spin around to your warrior two. Spin the back heel flat. Open out through the arms, lunge deeply through your right knee. Take a breath, and as you exhale, reverse it back. And then inhale, straighten the right leg, Trikonasana. Right hand down, left arm reaches. Deep breath in, long breath out. From here, bring both hands towards the floor for your wild thing. So spin onto the ball of your back foot, press both hands into the mat. You're gonna bring your right foot behind your left. Inhale, reaching back with your right fingers as you press down through the sole of the left foot. Good. Come back into your plank. That's it. Step both feet forward and half lift. And as you exhale, forward fold. Good. So come up high on your tippy toes, bend through the knees for your crow position. Bring both hands into the floor. We're going to take two short versions, and then the third time you're going to hold it for longer. So lift the hips up. Snuggle your knees as close as you can to your upper arms, or take your knees outside of your upper arms. Look forward, not down. Shift your weight forward, press your finger pads into the floor, take one foot, maybe both feet up towards the floor. That's it, then bring it down. Try it again, lift, shift, navel in, take both feet up. That's it, press your fingers down. Last time, try and hold it for as long as you can, and then move through your vinyasa. So shift, that's it, hold it, squeeze your navel in towards your spine. See if you can come back into your vinyasa. That's it. Cobra, upward facing, exhale, downward facing. Don't worry if you didn't get that transition. We're going to look at it in a minute where you go from your crow into your vinyasa. Okay, let's do the other side. So from here, take your left leg back and up. And then as you exhale, take the left leg forward between your hands. Keep the back knee lifted. Inhale, crescent. That's it. So really try to send your right hip a little more forward. Really try to pull the left hip back. Shift a little bit more weight forward so that you're on the ball of your back foot. That's it. From here, take a twist. Bring the hands into the chest. Come over to the left, so right elbow just touches the outside edge of your knee. From here, inhale, turn the chest, and exhale. Navel in. Inhale, turn the chest, and exhale. Press the palms together. Inhale, turn the chest, and exhale. And spin around for your warrior two. Spin the back heel flat. Open out through the arms. Bend as deeply as you can through your left knee. Try not to let it angle in. Keep pressing the left knee over to the left. That's it. From here, send it back. Reverse your warrior. Feel that lovely stretch down the left side of your body. Exhale, Trikonasana. Left hand down, right arm reaches. Deep breath, in and out through your nose, remember. Good, both hands come down. Wild thing now. Press your hands down, take your left foot behind. Inhale, reach back as you lift your hips. Good, and then exhale, both hands come down, step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, Bakasana. Come into your position, knees snuggle to your upper arms. Look forward, two short ones, maybe a long one. That's it, give it a little go. Press the fingers into the floor, round your back. That's it, on the third one, see if you can hold it. That's it, squeeze your heels into your bum. Maybe try to even straighten your arms, if that's available to you. And then see if you can vinyasa. Back to Chaturanga, back to upward dog or cobra, and then downward facing dog. Couple of breaths. Deep breath in, take a child's pose if you need to. Drop down to your knees if you need to for a moment. Okay. So remember, with your crow pose, there's more weight in your hands than in your feet, and it's going to be the shifting that's going to take your feet off the floor. So we're just going to really quickly look at a couple of variations. Another crow pose variation that some people like to do is with your feet crossed. So if you want to give it a go, you can. If you want to bring one foot in front of the other, doesn't matter which one. Some people find this one easier. I think it just depends. Shift your body weight forward. That's it. Some people it feels a little weird. That's it. And then see if you can flex your feet, really lock your feet together, and that might give you a little stability. The other way is when you do Bakasana with straight arms. Some people call that crane. Some people just call it crow with straight arms, so it's up to you. Hands down. The key with straightening your arms is you have to round your back just slightly more and shift the weight slightly more forward in order for you to get the arms a bit straighter. So from here, remember to drop your hips slightly as well when you come into it so that you can distribute the weight evenly and use your core even more. Okay, so if you want to give that a go, drop your hips, straighten your arms. Doesn't feel like I'm really straightening them much, but I think maybe I am. I'm working hard. That's it. But the key is to, if you want to work on crow with straight arms, is to drop your hips a little bit lower, and then you might be able to get into it. So let's now look at a couple of variations from Bakasana. The first of being where you shoot your legs back to Chaturanga. So I'll just show you to begin with. So from Bakasana, back to Chaturanga. The most important thing to remember here, and a very common mistake that people do, is from Bakasana, they take their chest too low and they end up going all the way down to the floor. So remember, when you're trying to shoot your legs back, keep your chest relatively lifted, okay? It's very important that you keep the chest forward and lifted at the same time as you shoot your legs back, because the chest moving forward is going to counterbalance the legs going back. So come into it, find your Bakasana and look forward, remember, as you come into it, not down. Now, don't drop the chest too low. Keep the elbows hugging inwards to maintain the integrity of the shoulders. Take your legs back and your chest forward at the same time. All right, so it's very important with that transition to make sure that you think about chest going forwards, legs going back at the same time in one movement. All right, so if you want to give it another go, you can. Elbows hugging in, remember, will keep you in the pose. Bakasana, think chest forward, don't dip the chest too low. Chaturanga, inhale Cobra, that's it, or Upward Dog, and exhale, Downward Dog. So that's the first transition. There's another transition where you go from your Bakasana into your tripod headstand, and then from tripod headstand back to Bakasana. It's fairly accessible to get from crow pose to tripod. It's not so accessible sometimes to get back from your tripod into your crow pose. I'll show you what I mean. So from Bakasana here, drop the head down, lift the knees, elbows hugging in. So that's the first, is to go straight into your tripod. Now it's not so easy to come back into your crow pose. Most people take the knees to the up of the arms and the hips. As soon as you lift the head, the hips tend to want to drop back. So in order to not do that, and in order to come into your crow pose, it's very important before you lift your head to really think about keeping the weight forward in your fingertips. All right, so let's give it a go. So come into your tripod. That's it. Take the knees all the way up. So from your tripod headstand, bend your knees. Bring them as high as you can into your upper arms as you normally would. Now before you lift your head, very important, really keep the weight forward in the fingertips and drop the hips slightly, all right? Dropping the hips now is what's going to help you stay in Bakasana as you lift. So weight forward in the fingertips, drop the hips, round the back slightly. Now lift the head, but keep the weight forward. Keep the weight forward, squeeze your knees into your upper arms. Now push through your hands, that's it. Round your back, squeeze your knees, and then release, and let it go. So the main thing there for you to think about when you're trying to practice that transition is weight forward, weight forward, weight forward in your fingertips before you drop the hips back, okay? All right, so let's move on now to, we're gonna repeat the flow that we just did, and we're gonna move on to look at side crow. Okay, so come into your downward facing dog. Let's repeat the flow again. So take the right leg back and up. That's it, really extend through your right leg. As you exhale, right leg forward, inhale, crescent lunge. Back leg as straight as you can, that's it. Bring your right knee very slightly over to the right, but really feel that you're squeezing both legs in towards each other, and that will really help you with your balance. She says, wobbling over, falling over. All right, so from this position, bring your hands into the center of your chest, find your twist. Left elbow comes to the outside edge of your knee. Press your hands together, inhale, turn the chest, and exhale. That's it, inhale, turn the chest, and exhale. One more, inhale, turn the chest, and exhale. We're doing all these twists to prepare the body for the side crow. Come into your warrior two. Now remember, spinning the back heel flat, open through the arms, bend deeply through your right knee, reach out and look forward just beyond your middle finger, and then take it back. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Good, and then straighten the right leg, Trikonasana, right hand down, left arm reaches. Good, and then from this position, bring both hands to the floor, wild thing. Bring your right foot behind your left. Inhale, reach back with your right fingers, press your hips up. That's it. And then as you exhale, bring your right leg back forward again between your hands and hop your back heel in. So let's do a revolved version of Trikonasana. So from here, bring your weight forward so that your back heel is pushing into the mat. Take your left hand either to your right ankle or to the outside edge of your left foot, of your right foot. Bring your right hand up towards the hip crease and then pull the navel and the chest forward slightly. That's it, so the crown of the head is reaching forward to the front of your mat. And if you'd like to, you could always take your right hand up. You can stay looking down at your right foot for balance or your left hand. But it's pressing the back heel into the floor that's going to balance you here. Good, maybe you can take your gaze up. That's it, and then both hands come down and step both feet forward and come into your squat. So let's try side crow. Side crow is the same framework and structure. It's Chaturanga with your arms as Bakasana. It's just quite a deep rotational twist through your spine. So swivel your knees over to the right. Place your hands down as if you were doing downward dog, not too far forward, otherwise you'll be hopping. Take them maybe a couple of feet away from you. You can either use one elbow, have one elbow free, or use both elbows as a shelf. So look forward, don't take the feet up, just allow the shift in your weight going forward to allow the feet to lift. That's what will help you come into the pose. Look forward, shift, that's it, and then the feet will come up. Point the toes, squeeze through the heels, that's it, and then release. Vinyasa, step back into your plank, shift, lower, Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, upward facing. Exhale, hips up, downward facing dog. Take the left leg back and up. When you're ready, take the left leg forward, inhale, crescent. Squeeze both legs in towards each other, straighten out through the back leg. Making sure with the back leg that you shift your weight forward so the heel is right over the ball of your back foot. Now take a twist, bring your hands into the center, twist over to the left. That's it, press your hands together. Inhale here, exhale as you twist. That's it, inhale, turn the chest, and exhale. Inhale, turn the chest, and exhale. Last one, inhale, turn the chest, and exhale. And then for your warrior two, opening out through the arms, bend deeply through your left knee. Shift the weight forward slightly, reverse it back. But lunge deeply through your left knee, push deeply through your baby toe of your back foot. Trikonasana, left hand down, right arm reaches. With Trikonasana, almost try to squeeze both feet together. That's it, really engaging through your legs. Wild thing, right hand comes down, left foot comes behind you. Inhale, reaching back as you push down through the right big toe. And then exhale, bring your left foot back to the front of your mat. That's it. Hop the back heel in to revolve your Trikonasana. So bring your right hand either to your left ankle or to the outside edge of your foot. You can use a block, but of course, by all means, left hand comes up. That's it, to your left hip crease. Now try to pull the chest forward so it's coming away from your navel, but press the back heel down into the floor. That's it. If you want to take your top hand up, your left hand up, you can. Pull the navel in, that's it. And release. So from this position now, step forward. Let's try the side crow on the other side. Swivel the knees over to the left. Okay, your drishti, your gaze, should be facing forward. It's pretty important that you don't kind of look anywhere else, otherwise you're going to find you wobbling. So again, shift. That's it. The more you lean, then the feet will come up. Good, just Chaturanga with your arms. Squeeze your elbows in, just as you would for Chaturanga. Pull the navel in, and then release it back. Plank, optional vinyasa. If you're tired, just go straight into your downward dog, that's fine. Take a break with your child's pose, that's it. And deep breath in, nice long breath out. So you see with both of these poses, it's exactly the same structure, the exactly same framework, it's Chaturanga. It's important to know when we're doing these poses what's supporting you in order to help you understand the building blocks that make up all of these arm balances. So we're going to move on now and look at Fallen Angel, which is quite a good pose for coming into from side crow. So find your side crow. For Fallen Angel, you're going to bring the side of your head, where your temple is, lightly down onto the floor. So if you want to try it, you can. Find your side crow, lean forward, take the feet up, hug the elbows in, lightly bring the left temple, side of your head down. Now strongly engage through your top leg and have your left knee tilting down and have your left toes pointing up. Now really point through both toes and then bring it forward, back to your side crow. Keep the weight forward into your fingertips so that you can come back through your side crow and then release it down. Okay, so that's Fallen Angel. Give it a go if you like, otherwise let's try the other way. So on the left side, come into your side crow position. That's it, hug the elbows in, lightly bring the temple down, lift strongly through your top leg. Now the right knee points down, point through both toes and then release. Keep the weight forward to stay in your side crow in the transition and then let it go. Good, all right, so that was side crow and Fallen Angel. We're going to look at a funky variation now of side crow. It's for some people a little easier than doing side crow. It's the funky variations of some of these arm balances. Literally means where one forearm is on the floor and one hand is on the floor. For some people they find it easier because they have the whole forearm with which to balance, not just both hands. So let's look at those two now. Okay, so first up, let's try from side crow. So swivel your knees over to the right. Let's try the first sort of variation of the funky side crow by bringing your left forearm down and having your right hand on the floor, on your mat. And the alignment is where your hand is in line with your elbow. Okay, that's what's going to help you stay in the pose. So looking forward, exactly the same cues, exactly the same idea where you lift your hips first, take some of the weight out of your lower body, shift the weight forward, take your feet up. Okay, so you can try that on the other way. Right forearm comes all the way down, left hand comes, shift the weight. That's it, take the feet up, squeeze the ankles and let it go. There's another variation of funky side crow that we can try. And we'll add on a little transition. So if you stand up and cross one foot over the other and then come into a squat position with your legs crossed. So this way I've got my left knee over my right to start with. Now I'm going to come into side crow as if I had both legs crossed, then bring your left forearm down and your right hand, just as I said, in line with your elbow. Shift the weight forward, come into your side crow. Now from this funky variation, see if you can open out now into a funky variation of Ekapada 2. And then if you can balance here, bring it forward into Dvipada Kundinyasana. All right, so you have to now really use your core as your legs go over to the side. That's it. And then release. So you see how the framework stays the same, it's Chaturanga. As I said, for some people, they find it easier because you're on one forearm. It's just something slightly different. Let's try the other side before we move on. So this time, cross the right leg over your left and come to a squat position. Bring your right forearm down. Take your left hand in line with your right elbow. Shift your weight forward, take the legs up. That's it. Now see if you can open out into your Ekapada. That's it. Now see if you can take both feet over. I'm gonna move because I'm falling over. This way. I'm hitting the wall. That's it. So open out for your Ekapada. Bring both feet forward for your Dvipada. Now it's important here, turn your chest away from your legs at the end. Okay, that's quite a lot more work in the core, I know, because as the legs go over to the side, your core has to work that much harder because you're adding in a twist. So it's just another couple of variations that you can try. If you couldn't try that whole transition, see if you can break it down and just do each pose separately, okay? So now from here we're going to look at Flying Crow, which is much more challenging, I would say, than Bakasana, but it's quite a fun pose to practice. There's a couple of tricks and a couple of things that you can do in order to find the position that you need your shoulders to be. So we're just going to try that to begin with. So come into your plank and you're going to shake here, but it's going to be good. So from your plank, shift forward slightly as if you were doing Chaturanga, and then micro bend the elbows. Not very much, but you really want to keep hugging them in. Now shift forward a little more and bend the elbows, just a teeny weeny bit. That's it. Now shift forward a little more and bend the elbows a teeny weeny bit, and you're going to feel all that shaky going on in your elbows. Keep hugging the elbows in and then release, okay? Probably your elbows wanted to splay outwards. That's just where your shoulders start to come under a lot of work, and your elbows want to sort of go outwards to give way, because they're going to give way. So you really want to hug your shoulders in, but your elbows in. But that position that you had with your shoulders, that's exactly where you need to be for your Flying Crow. So you can always practice that a bit more in your own time if you like. Come into your Downward Dog. We're going to try one other little exercise to help you with Flying Crow. So take the right leg back and up. As you exhale, bring your knee as high above your right elbow as you can. And then inhale, send it back. 3 times. Exhale, knee to your elbow. Inhale, send it back. Last one. Exhale, knee as high as you can in your upper arm. Inhale, send it back. Left leg back and up. Shift forward, knee to elbow. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, send it back. Last one. Exhale, shift, knee to elbow, and then release, okay? So let's look at Flying Crow. So come into a squat. If you bend your right knee, you'll find that if you bring your foot back slightly, the kneecap starts to flatten a little bit. So you want to try to snuggle your right tricep or just above your right elbow somewhere onto that flat part, because that's what's going to help you balance when you're actually in the pose. All right, so see if you can, because a lot of people basically complain that the elbow keeps slipping off, okay? So you really want to find that position where you feel that you can balance. So with your Flying Crow, it's the same framework again as you're coming into Chaturanga with your elbows, with your arms, you're hugging your elbows in. You slightly want to tip your weight a little more forward to counterbalance the back leg going up, all right? So I'm going to show you. So come into your position with your knee just above your elbow. That's it. Squeeze your right heel into your glute. Press through the fingertips, shift. See if you can take the back foot up. That's it. Now slightly tip forward and take the back leg up. Point both toes and then release. So the back leg going back, you're only going to get the back leg back when you very slightly tip your shoulders a little bit more forward. It's quite a fine line, as it were, but one day you'll find the balance, I'm sure. Let's do the left side. So again, flatten it out. See if you can get the knee to snuggle right there and just above your arm. Tip the weight forward. That's it. Finding my position. Tip the weight forward, enough to take the back foot up. Maybe stay here. Maybe tip forward a little bit more, take the back leg up. Lost it. Try it again. That's it. Shift the weight. Take the back leg up. I felt my elbows really wanted to go out there, so I think that was my issue on that side. So yeah, really hug your elbows in as if you were doing a Chaturanga. Let's look at a funky version of Flying Crow. You might find it easier because you've got the forearm down, all right? So let's take left forearm down first, right hand just in line with your left knee, with your left elbow. So bring your right elbow, your right knee just above your right elbow. Shift the weight forward, that's it. And take the back leg up. There you go, pull the navel in. And that's that side, try the other side. Right elbow down, left hand comes down. Again, left knee snuggles in here, just above the elbow. Shift, lift, extend back. Now squeeze your left heel in towards your glute and let it go, good. All right, so again, like I said, you can try all of these, you can try some of them. It's just something different for you to try with these funky variations with the forearm down. So let's come into a seat now. Let's look at some of the two arm balances that you can do seated on your mat. Just bring your feet into Bakasana for a moment. Just take a breath, I need a breath. That's it, lengthen the chest forward. Good, and then just lightly fold. Okay, so let's move on to elephant trunk, which is a pose that leads into 8-angle pose, also known as Astavakrasana. So we're going to look at those two poses. So extend your left leg out and bring your right foot up. And then from here, try to snuggle your right shoulder underneath your right knee as much as you can, and then release your hands to the floor. Now you really want to squeeze your right knee in so that it doesn't just fall off. So really focus on using, squeezing in and using it as a little clamp there so that it doesn't move. Now with your hands, make sure that they're not too far forward or too far back. You want them just in front of your hips, sort of halfway in between your knees, I would say. Now to begin with, lean back and lift your left leg. Now this may be as far as you're going to go for now. If you can go a little further, now round forward, keep a little bend through your elbows, and as you exhale, round forward and lift. Okay, that's elephant trunk, point both toes. Good, let's try the other side. So left leg comes up, snuggle it underneath. That's it, squeeze your knee in, extend the right leg. Lean back, lift the right leg, all right? Now, as you exhale, that's when you're gonna push and lift your hips up. Your hips may not come up today, and that's okay. Exhale, lean forward, lift, point both toes. Good, let's just try each way one more time. Lean back, lift, exhale, bend the elbows, push. Good, other way. Left leg, lean back, lift. Exhale, push and lift. Good. So this pose leads quite nicely into Astavakarasana, which we'll look at now. So same idea, extend your left leg, snuggle your right shoulder underneath your right knee. Now from this position, take your left leg, your left foot on top of your right foot, and really flex your feet so that you're locking them in place. Now squeeze your left knee in towards your right so that you're sandwiching your shoulder in between your knees. And that's really what's going to help you to stay in the pose as well, as you use your shoulder, you use your knees as a little clamp. Now it's Chaturanga again, all right? So from here, your legs are going to swing over to the side as you come forward into your Chaturanga position. All right, so the legs should be off to the right. Now shift forward, keeping your elbows bent, all right? Don't straighten your arms, otherwise you're gonna push like this and you'll find it very difficult, all right? So shift forward, bend the elbows, swing the legs off to the right. Make sure that the left shoulder doesn't dip down. Lift the left shoulder so that you're staying in the framework of your Chaturanga. And then release. Let's try the other way. So with both legs out, come into your Dandasana with both legs out and see if you can take both legs over to the left side of your mat first. because that's going to get you in the right position for the pose. So then extend your left leg up, snuggle the left shoulder underneath, take the right foot on top, lock your feet in place, okay? Squeeze the right knee in, really clamp your shoulder, bring your hands down. That's it. I'm going to swivel this way so you can see. Now again, keep the elbows bent as you swing forward. All right, it's not a push up. You're not pushing down with your hands and trying to lift your hips up. You're trying to come forward into Chaturanga and swing your shoulders forward as you swing your legs out to the left. All right, so swing as you lift. Good. Now remember, right shoulder wants to dip, so lift your right shoulder up. Really squeeze your legs as much as you can. That's it. And then release. So I know sometimes when you break that pose down, it can become a little more accessible. So hopefully today you've learned some of the building blocks for getting into some of these poses. So come on down onto your back. Just going to finish lightly there. And take your knees with you, so really squeeze your knees into your chest. That's it. Give yourself a little sort of hug through your knees. That's it. If you want to, if your body's craving a little bridge or something, you're more than welcome to do that, where you lift your hips up and squeeze the knees in towards each other. Nice little mini backward bend just to release through your spine. That's it. And then let it go. You can come into a happy baby if you like, one at a time, extending one leg and then the other. And then find a twist. So just dropping both knees over to the right, shimmying your hips a little over to the left. Should feel quite nice. And then taking it over to the left. So this class was pretty much all about arm balances. Maybe you tried something today or did something today that you didn't actually think you could do. When you're ready, extend into your Shavasana. And quite often we surprise ourselves sometimes. When you break something down and really when you look at the components, it really helps you to understand yoga poses or other things with greater ease. And a lot of the lessons that you learn here when you're practicing yoga on your mat, you can take with you. One of them being that is typical of arm balancing is when you can't do it, first of all, you tend to give up. So it teaches you a lot of practice, it teaches you a lot of patience, it teaches you a lot of acceptance with where you are in your body and your practice right now. And most of all, it teaches you never to give up. As you settle into your Shavasana, allow every single part of you to melt into the floor. Find that balance between resting and finding some relaxation after you've worked so hard during this practice. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.